अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। इस्कान फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई जमुन माई की जय। तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। समवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। प्रेमानंद। All glories to Srila all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hari Hari Bol. Namo Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaini.
Namaste Saraswati Devi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Ram.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Mukam kardi vachalam pangum langhayati girim yakripa tamham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Krishna Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaini. Namaste Saraswati Gauranga Pracharya. Thank you everyone for joining today and giving me this opportunity. Today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, entitled The Status Quo, Chapter 4, Vidura Approaches Maitreya, and we are on text 25 today. I'll read the verse 3 times and we'll wait for you to listen. Vidura Uvacha Jnanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasam Yadaha Yogeswara Ishwaraste Bhaktum Bhavanor Hatiyadhi Vishnu Bhritya Subhrityartha Kritascharanti. Vidura Uvacha Jnanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasam Yada Yogeswara Ishwaraste Bhaktum Bhavanur Hatiyadhi Vishnu Bhritya Subhrityartha Kritascharanti. Vidura Uvacha Jnanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasam Yada Yogeswara Ishwaraste Bhaktum Bhavanur Hatiyadhi Vishnu Bhritya Subhrityartha Kritascharanti. Hare Krishna.
Vidura Vacha Jnanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasham Yadaha Yogeshwara Ishwarate Bhaktum Vavanurhati Yadi Vishnu Vidya Swavidyata Vitascharanti.
Vidura Uvacha.
Go ahead.
Vidura Uvacha Jnanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasham Yatha Yogeswara Ishwaraste Vaktum Bhavannorati Yadhi Vishnur Bhritya Swabhrityartha Kritascharanti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vidura Uvacha ज्ञानं परं शात्मरः प्रकाशम् यद् आह योगेश्वर ईश्वराते वक्तुं भवान् न अर्हति यद्धि विष्णुर्वृत्तया स्वभृत्तार्थ कृतश्चरन्ति। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। विदुरा उवाच ज्ञानं परं स्वात्मरः प्रकाशं यद् आह योगेश्वर ईश्वरस्ते वक्तुं भवानो अर्हति यदि विष्णुर्वृत्त्या स्वभृत्यात् कृतश्चरन्ति। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you.
Anyone else?
विदुर उवाच ज्ञानं परं स्वात्मनः प्रकाशात् यद् आह योगेश्वरीश्वरस्ते वक्तुं भवान्नो अर्हति यद्धि विष्णुर्भृत्या स्वभृत्यात् कृतश्चरन्ति।
Anyone else? Okay, we can go to synonyms. Vidura Uvacha. Vidura said, Jnanam, knowledge, Param, transcendental. So Atma, regarding the self, Rahaha, mystery, Prakasam, enlightening, Yat, that which, Aha, said, Yoga Iswaraha, the master of all mystics, Iswaraha, the Lord, Te, unto you, Bhaktum, to narrate, Bhavan, your good self, Naha, unto me, Arhati, deserve, Yat, for, he, reason of, Vishnoho, of Lord Vishnu, Bhrityaha, servants, so Bhrityarthakritaha, for the interest of their servants, Charanti, do wonder. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe the self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord Himself. The servants of the Lord are actually the servants of society. They have no interest in human society other than to enlighten it in transcendental knowledge. They are interested in imparting knowledge of the relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord. The activities in that transcendental relationship and the ultimate goal of human life. That is the real knowledge which can help society achieve the real aim of human welfare. Knowledge in the matter of bodily necessities of eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing, transformed into various branches of advancement of knowledge, is all temporary. A living being is not the material body, but an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Being, and thus revival of his self-knowledge is essential. Without this knowledge, the human life is baffled. The servants of Lord Vishnu are entrusted with this responsible work, and so they wander over the earth and to all other planets in the universe. Thus, the knowledge which was received by Uddhava directly from the Lord deserves to be distributed in human society, especially to persons like Vidura, who are highly advanced in the devotional service of the Lord. Real transcendental knowledge descends in the disciplic succession from the Lord to Uddhava, from Uddhava to Vidur, and so on. Such supreme transcendental knowledge is not possible to achieve by the process of imperfect speculation as performed by the so-called learned mundane wranglers. Vidura was anxious to know from Uddhava that confidential knowledge known as Paramam Sthiti, in which the Lord is known by his transcendental pastimes. Although Vidura was older than Uddhava, he was anxious to become a servant of Uddhava in the transcendental relationship. This formula of transcendental disciplic succession is taught by Lord Chaitanya also. Lord Chaitanya advises that one receive transcendental knowledge from anyone, whether a Brahmana or a Sudra, a householder or a sannyasi, provided that the person is factually conversant with the science of Krishna. A person who knows the science of Krishna is factually a bona fide spiritual master. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांस श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण। Thank you, everyone. Before I speak on this verse, I would like to take blessings and permission from all the assembled devotees here. Thank you, Lord. Translations again. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit you kindly describe the self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord himself. So yesterday, we heard from Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji that she very nicely rewinded the context of our present verses. As we read in the 13th chapter of Canto 1, Vidura already, in that chapter, we read that Vidura returns back home from the years of pilgrimage, and he delivers his brother Dhritarashtra. So here in today's, or this canto, in this chapter especially, we are zooming, or we are expanding that visit Vidura took while he was in pilgrimage. So that one part, we are like just expanding to make it further detailed explanation. Then here in today's verse, we see that Vidura, even though he is the contemporary of Lord Krishna's father, as said in last verse, Vasudev is humbly requesting Uddhava. And yesterday, Madhavi Gaurangi Mataji is explaining in detail that how we accept transcendental knowledge from everyone, regardless of age, caste, creed, etc. And she gave some examples like the Avadhuta Brahmana, who was learning from all those 24 gurus, right? Even wasps, bees, child, all those stuff. And then Mother Devahuti was getting the transcendental knowledge from her son Kapila. And then Lord Chaitanya himself, right? And Srila Prabhupada said in yesterday's purport at the end, the last line was, Actually, that is the way of courteous dealings between the two devotees. It's not that I know better than you. It's always like, I am the lowest. I don't know much. I need to know more. Anyway, so today's verse, it emphasizes on three aspects. One is the compassionate rule of the devotees, right? Compassionate, wonder in the interest of serving others, like our example, our own Srila Prabhupada, right? If he hadn't traveled, if he hadn't wandered from Vrindavan to here, then we wouldn't be existing in this Zoom land today, having this virtual association right now. And the second one is the importance of self-knowledge, Atmagyan, the self-knowledge. And the third one is the disciplic success. It will come later in the purport, but the third one focused here in this today's purport is the disciplic succession for transmitting the transcendental wisdom. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying the servants of the Lord are actually the servants of society. They have no interest in human society other than to enlighten it in transcendental knowledge. They are interested in imparting knowledge of the relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord, the activities in that transcendental relationship, and the ultimate goal of human life. That is the real knowledge which can help society achieve the real aim of human welfare. So here, Prabhupada is talking about the three basic foundation of our Gaudiya Vaishnava theology. That is the soul's eternal relationship with the Lord, right? Here he is saying the soul's relationship with the Lord, the knowledge of the relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord, which is also called Sambandha Gyan or Sambandha. And the activities in that transcendental relationship is
Abhideya,
Abhideya, thank you. And the ultimate goal of human life?
Sambandha,
Prayojana.
Prayojana.
So he's talking about Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana here, but very kind of hidden. So a little more about these three processes. Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana actually explain the progress of spiritual life. That is, this process, they describe the soul's relationship with Krishna. The practice is to realize that relationship and the ultimate goal of life. Sambandha, as the word says, Sambandha refers to the knowledge of our eternal relationship with Krishna as his part and parcel. And it includes or it answers the fundamental questions like, who am I? Who is God? What is my connection with him? Like that. And then Avideya is the prescribed method or practice for reawakening the dormant relationship with Krishna. That primarily is also called the bhakti process or bhakti yoga. The devotional services like chanting, hearing, reading scriptures, worshipping deities, all those services actually is the process, is avideya. And then prayojana is the ultimate purpose of human life. That is pure love for Krishna. I made a slide for that. And then I'll share it real quick. Let's see. There is okay. Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana. These are not only the philosophical concepts, but are also represented by specific deities and acharyas, if you remember, right? Like they are, each of these aspects are personified which makes this philosophy more tangible and relatable for us. The deity representative of Sambandha is, who knows? Who's our Sambandha deity? Any guesses? I'll give you a picture. These are some of the deities. Rishi, Radha, Madana Mohan. Madan Mohan is the Sambandha deity. Right? We're not going to the background story about all the how they came into existence and how they are, but Radha Madan Mohan is the representation of Sambandha, the relationship of the living entities to the Supreme Lord. And Madana Mohana is, Madana means Cupid. Madana Mohana means Krishna, who attracts even the Cupid, right? Similar, that's how he directs our mind towards Krishna. He develops that relationship with attraction. Krishna means already all attractive. And the Acharya of Sambandha again is Srila Sanatana Goswami. We have, his writings like Brihad Bhagavatamrita narrates the story of a living entity trying, right? Or that journey of the devotee seeking Krishna's mercy. And then also he describes the spiritual world and the Krishna's supreme position. Like when, what is his name? I forgot. Gopakumara, when he goes to the Goloka, then everywhere he meets the four-armed form, very beautiful. He thinks that was Krishna. And then says, no, I'm not Krishna. So I was like, okay. And then he goes further and then he says again, wow, this must be Krishna. And then that person also is like, no, I'm not Krishna. So that's how he, Srila Sanatana Goswami explains in Brihad Bhagavatamrita that relationship, right? To build that relationship with Krishna and the spiritual world. And then similarly, other works like Hari Bhakti Vilas, which is the manual for devotees, detailing Sambandha through proper conduct and practices in devotional service. Also includes the deity worship and festivals, all those things. And the deity representation for Avideya is, any cases? Shri Radha, Govinda. I thought you will guess because I put the picture has the Gomata behind Lord Krishna. Radha Govinda is the Lord of service, and worshipping him strengthens our daily practices, such as hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. And the Acharya for Avideya is Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, he wrote extensively on the science of devotional services like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which Srila Prabhupada summarized as the nectar of devotion. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu actually outlines the processes and the principles of bhakti. And it also describes 64 limbs of bhakti and the progressive stage of devotion from Shraddha to Prema. And his other works where he delineated the Rasa Tattva is like relationship the soul can have with Krishna, Ujjwala Nilamani, Madhurya Rasa, Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava, etc., which extensively explains about the processes, like how we can go closer to Krishna. That is Avideya. And the deity representation for Prayojana, third and last one, is Radha Gopinath. Gopinath, that said, the Lord of Gopis. right? Um, he is the Lord of Prayojana. Prayojana means the ultimate goal of life. What is the ultimate goal of the life? Is to get that love of Krishna, to come back to Godhead, to be included in that loving pastimes, which is the most ultimate pastime of Lord, is the Brajalila, right? The pastimes with the gopis. And then the Acharya for Prayojana is Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. He exemplified the renunciation and pure love for Krishna in his writings, such as uh, Vilapa Kusumanjali, which is the collection of heartfelt prayers to Srimati Radharani, where he expresses deep longing for the intimate services of Srimati Radharani. And then Manasiksha, which guides devotees on purifying the mind to achieve the ultimate goal of life. These are the three processes or the fundamental processes of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. And relating to today's verse, actually, Vidura is seeking that self-knowledge, Atmagyan, which begins with the understanding of Sambandha, the soul's eternal relationship with Krishna. Although Vidura being the pure devotee, he is humbly approaching Uddhava to deepen his understanding of Krishna's teachings, which is the example of the importance of Avideya, active engagement in seeking transcendental wisdom and guidance. Learning is never done, right? So that is Avideya from Vidura's example. And then the last, Vidura's inquiry is reflecting the ultimate goal of devotional service, which is understanding Krishna's pastimes and attaining his eternal association. Okay. And go back to the purport again. Okay. And the second part of today's verse is the self-knowledge or Atmagana. Aim of human welfare here. Knowledge in the matter of the bodily necessities of eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing, transformed into various branches of advancement of knowledge, is all temporary. Right? A living being is not the material body, but an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Being, and thus revival of his knowledge is essential. Without this knowledge, the human life is baffled. So in the last paragraph of this purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, Vidura was anxious to know from Uddhava, this one, that confidential knowledge known as Paramam Sthiti, in which the Lord is known by his transcendental pastimes. So this material knowledge focused on eating, sleeping, mating, fearing, cannot satisfy the soul. The gist of the purport is like, this is not the end. And the famous verse from Hitopadesh, sorry, that Narayan Pandit from Bengal has written that famous verse. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunamsa samanyamyetat pasubhi naranam dharmo hi te samadhiko viseso dharme nahina pasubhi samana. That means eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. These are on the part of humans are common with animals. But jnana is the greater, which distinguishes quality of humans. Those who are devoid of jnana, dharmena hina pasubhi samana, are the same as animals. Now, in the third part, Srila Prabhupada is talking about the disciplic success and right. most importantly, I mean, disciplic succession means not most importantly sharing the knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, not the material knowledge. And then Srila Prabhupada has given us a very valuable slogan. If we remember that preaching is the essence, books are the basis, utility is the principle, and purity is the force. And he also showed by his own example and instructions just how essential he considered this first item of preaching. And in the purport, he says further, he quoted Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said that one need not to be a Brahmana or Pandit to share this transcendental knowledge. And he repeatedly quoted this verse, not only in this purport or in this verse today, but he repeatedly quotes this verse. Kiva Vipra, Kiva Nyasi, Sudra Kene Noe, Jai Krishna Tattveta, Sei Guru Hai. And the other thing about the transcendental knowledge, Srila Prabhupada is saying, like, one cannot learn Krishna Tattva, that Krishna Tattva, without or solely through one's intellectual study or speculation. It requires guidance, right? Guidance from those who have realized it. That's why the disciplic succession comes in play here. The parampara system actually makes sure that the teachings are preserved and passed down authentically. Srila Prabhupada is such an example. He demonstrated that Krishna consciousness not just through his words. He showed it by his own example, his living. He never said that he invented a process or anything, in my opinion, never said in my opinion. He always repeatedly discouraged us from mental speculation, and he always took reference from the predecessor acharyas. Always there is a quote, like here he's quoting, he didn't say that anyone can be guru. He's saying Lord Chaitanya advises. And in one of the lecture that Srila Prabhupada gave, not in one, actually in couple, during Srila Prabhupada, his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Guru Maharaj's appearance and disappearance days, he said that nothing is mine. I am just a postal, I'm simply a postal peon. And that is how he is teaching us to do also, like not doing any mental concoction, not adding anything. It should be unalloyed, like just repeating the word from the predecessor acharyas, especially from Srila Prabhupada. Right? And that is what I really like Vishnugada Prabhu. Like whenever we ask or we say something, he'll ask you, where did you get that from? We have to have the reference. You cannot just say it. Okay, let's hear. Actually, I have the slide from Srila Prabhupada's, those two. That is very relevant to today's verse also. We can hear from him and kind of end. You see this? Okay.
It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted everyone to this moment. So my Guru Maharaj's contribution is that he defeated this caste Goswami. He defeated this Brahminism. He created that the same way as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, that as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, that Kiva Shudra, Kiva Vipra, Nasikane Noy, Jai Krishna Tattveta Sei Guru. There is no consideration that whether a man is a sannyasi, a Brahmin, or a Shudra, or a this or a Grihastha, householder, or no. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna. He is all that. He is Goswami. He is Brahmin. That is the contribution in the, say, within 100 years. That is the contribution there. And for this reason he had to face so many vehement protests from these Brahmin class Goswami.
Yeah,
So this is very nice process, and even others do not take it very seriously, or they do not come to our philosophy. If you try for it, that is your business. Krishna will be satisfied, our acharyas will be satisfied, Guru Maharaj will be satisfied, and just prasadad bhagavat. If they are satisfied, then your business is finished. Yes. Not that others is satisfied or not. By your chanting, some public is satisfied. Oh no, we are not concerned with that. He may be satisfied or not satisfied. But if I chant in the proper way, then my predecessor, the acharya, will be satisfied. That is my business. If I don't invent in my own way. So I am very glad that Krishna has sent so many nice boys and girls to help me be blessed on this auspicious day. And there is nothing mine. I am simply a postal peon. I am delivering to you what I have heard from my Guru Maharaj. Simply you also act in the same way, and you will be happy, and the world will be happy, and Krishna will be happy, everything. So, this is a memorable day. What he desired, I am trying little bit, and you are all helping me. So I have to thank you more. You are actually representative of my Guru Maharaj. Because you are helping me in executing the order of my Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
So let's end here with our prayers to be engaged in assisting Srila Prabhupada, following his footsteps. And December is going to start for the December marathon for book distribution anyway. So let's invite that mood of Srila Prabhupada. And I'd like to end here. If there is any questions, comments, realization, or correction, please go ahead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna, peace step on holy obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for a very, very nice lecture. Obviously, you prepared very well for it. That's what I like about your lectures. And it was very, very, very nice, reminding us. I took some notes about Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana, the deities, the acharyas, all very valuable information which you gave us. And then ending it with Srila Prabhupada's own recording of how grateful he was to his disciples, helping him. And the disciples really, really did a lot. The other day we were talking about Bharati Prabhu. We were just, thinking about how she went to Britain with a baby, and even in the evening she was living out of a cardboard box like a homeless person, just to satisfy his Guru Maharaj. So that's why Srila Prabhupada was so appreciative. So all lessons that we can also learn in our own way. Mamchayo Vyabhichari na Bhakti Yogi na Sevate. Serve Lord unfailing in all circumstances. And she definitely did a lot that many people would have given up. I mean, imagine having to live in a foreign country in a cardboard box with a baby. Yeah, that's quite a bit of austerity. This is a love for Srila Prabhupada. So we can learn from them also. So thank you very much for a very nice class. And I apologize if I pulled your leg a little bit too much in the beginning of the class.
No, no problem.
That's just for affection, that's all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you always for encouraging us. You have always the practical tips for us to implement actually.
Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy. Hare Krishna.
We will.
Thank you very much for a nice class. And then, though I'm not that knowledgeable, but you gave everything to all details today, like Prabhu said. It was very good. So, and then lastly, I also started, I felt like when Prabhupada was, that voice was so, I felt also how much he was, how much he was telling that he is just a servant and he was doing his guru's orders, that whatever his guru said that he was really, that was really something. It's very good. Thank you very much, Shyamagori. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much. Like you were saying, I think we are just indebted to Srila Prabhupada. I grew up in India, but I never understood this, how we are supposed to practice. It's not that I am Indian, I'm Hindu, so I have it, that's it, but how we are actually supposed to practice. And over the last few classes, the discussions, the purports are making us think, devotee relationships, how we are supposed to accept them, how we are supposed to deal, how we are supposed to show respect for each other and love for each other. So it's not just, nobody says disrespect everybody that's around you. No philosophy says it like that. Everybody says, but to actually practice what is being taught. He gave us that system. And for that, we have to be so indebted to him. And there was no area that he did not show us how to treat our guru. Also, he has taught us by showing us how he felt for his guru. I mean, what a treasure we have. And like you were saying, let us pray that we take it all in that spirit. That has to be our service to Srila Prabhupada. I don't think anything else will make him happy than us taking this process seriously and practicing it properly.
Very well said, Mother Savaradi.
Thank you.
I always like how you put the bow on the top.
But it is every now and then it really hits me as to what we have. We kept hearing it, but we never understood it the way it was supposed to be understood. And I think only Srila Prabhupada's instruction has clarified everything. Anyone else have any reflections?
I made Mother Vindhyavali cry Sunday morning.
Tears of gratitude, which
That's
all of us have to have that appropriate thing this week, that we have this gratitude. And it's not just that we should have gratitude. Like Prabhupada has always said, if you want to show me your love, you do it by cooperating. So we don't just say thank you. I work in preschool, so we are talking a lot about Thanksgiving and being thankful. So everybody is saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And they'll say thank you for the Barbie, thank you for the red car, thank you for this. And I try to tell them, bigger things. What are you in? Not just material things, but to for what you have, for the love, for the friends, for your family. And in that way, here too, it's not just saying thank you, but if we want to show our gratitude to Prabhupada, we have to practice what he's asked us to do. And he's very clear. He's very clear in what he wants us to do. So we should try and work on that. All right, I don't see any other hands up. So, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, everyone.
Kirtanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The great Shyamagori Mataji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Srila Prabhupada.